Hacohen, searching for direction. Rambam Bay, sitting on the dock of Haifa Bay, watching the ships roll in with a beautiful and timeless view of the port and of my beloved city, all the way up north to Lebanon. With a sea breeze flowing through my hair, I sat on a large hospital balcony and tried to untangle the riddles that brought me to this closed psychiatric ward in Rambam Hospital. I had seen and felt a light, like that of an intricate, delicate, yet grand chandelier that was raised up too high and held too tightly, shining a little too brightly that the bulbs exploded, setting fire to the tightrope, keeping it elevated, and the whole ensemble came crashing down to the ground, shattering and catching fire. I wanted the world to hear me, and to finally understand that we must accept the reality and system change that is inevitably dictated by climate change. I tried to warn of the boys that we would send to die in the Third Gaza War and the physical and psychological carnage and suffering that these operations bring to life and to the planet. I wanted to scream about the vicious cycle, the mutual justification of aggression. The Third Intifada was brewing 2 years earlier, and I didn't know how to stop it. I worried for my Israel, heading on a dark, lonely path, driven, branded and marked by the interests of the security and military-industrial complex, and not a light among Gentiles and nations. Yes, sir, how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, sir, how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? I felt like the powerful, peaceful warrior, chosen with the responsibility to save this earth. The situation was not good or healthy. Like when the emergency oxygen masks come down on a turbulent flight, I was trying to help everyone put on their mask, suffocating myself. I couldn't lead the change before I could be the change. I couldn't help everyone with the emergency oxygen mask and sit next to everyone on the flight. I had stopped my life, concentrating my efforts on rebuilding myself and getting well and back on the path to achieving greatness. I took the elevator to the basement of the hospital and knocked on the half-open door as I entered and sat down in the tiny windowless office of my assigned psychologist, Hila, which means glow in Hebrew, hoping that by going back and telling her I could rekindle my spirit that was lost in the woods in California. Unsure where to begin to tell my story, we started at the very beginning to slowly zoom out and see Mount Carmel and the Mediterranean Sea, to distinguish between the glow of reflections and the natural light. I looked into the night, wishing that I could say, "Come on baby, light my fire," try to set the night on fire. But that spirit too was lost, because all of my spirits were almost sacrificed in vain in the name of war, not peace. And now I'm here to tell my tale, and of the spark in my eye, not leaving the burden on my family and friends. Sometimes we don't hear the perfect words or the perfect sounds because they were stripped away on the way to the destination. After death, you cannot visit your family and tell them what you want, how you want to be remembered. Because had I died in the military with short hair, I would still have liked to be remembered the way people remembered me before and after the army, as Jim Morrison or Jesus or a legend. I was born in 1990, the time of the winds of change, when Roger Waters said the only way he would play a live concert in Berlin was if they tear down the wall. And they did. I had to understand the whole story, to figure out the riddles. Not another sad story of a boy, another gal lost at sea or in the sky. It is a story of a boy who almost found himself, wanting to philosophize and assemble the pieces of his life and deal with the broken chandelier. I set out to find the truth in the mythology and the methodology of the gods and the human gods, who once were living human beings, just their spirit not forgotten, to understand their relationship to man, It is time to find our common God, not in the powerful man, money, or gold, but in a loving woman, Mother Earth.